back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today I am going to tell you all about my new scrap blanket. So yes, I have been, in the last few weeks, I have been creating with the Orla Kiely palette. I have made that skirt, and I had to buy some of that brown here as extra, because obviously mocha I think it's called, because obviously I needed quite a bit for my skirt. And then I realized that I had some of these colors already, and with all my leftovers which are in here, I thought, well, I think that's enough for a blanket. So I worked out, yes, these are not full balls, that's fine, I'm just going to see how far that gets me. But then I looked in my store, my yarn stash, and I noticed I had all these as well, so quite thick balls here still, which I bought for some reason, I don't know, you know, I had something in mind probably. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use quite a lot of these mixed in with my other Orla Kiely palette colors. I am trying to use them more, but I need to use them more looking at it now. And also I am going to sort of look, these are 3 quite full balls, so I'm keeping those for the border. I will do quite a big border with those, and then these ones will go into the basket once the ones that are in there are finished. So once again, yes, it's a granny cluster stripe. My previous blanket was a square, a granny cluster square, but I have to say the rows get longer and longer, and it's sort of a little bit discouraging. So in the beginning you're doing the small rounds, and that goes really quickly, but then it grows, and it just, you know, it takes nearly an hour now for me to go around. These rows are all the same length, and do you know what? I quite like that, because you know how long, or practically how long it's going to take you to do a row. So as you can see, I have not sewn in any ends just yet, because you know how I work. I do sort of a couple of sessions and then I'll sew in the ends, or I'll do a couple of sessions, put it away, and then when I start again, I'll sew in the end. So I started this blanket thinking, oh yes, let's see how it goes. This is how much I have already done, and this is when I started thinking I must do a video, because before I know it, it's going to be a complete blanket and I haven't done a video on it. So yes, I am basically just mindless crocheting, a bed project, an evening project for when I'm, you know, just sitting in the sofa watching telly or whatever. This is 1 row of each color, so no repeat of the colors in, you know, no 2 rows of the same color after one another. I am trying to choose my colors, so not like this, for example, so they're not too similar together, but I don't mind, it's a different color. At the moment I still have enough to do a whole row, so that's not a problem. If I get to the point where I might not do a whole row, I'll just start another one and then finish it, and another color and then finish it, and then go on with the next color in the next round. What I did for this blanket, I did it slightly differently from what I normally do. Normally I do a chain and then a single crochet round. This here, I've done a chain, and then, so I did a chain of 198. Then I did 2 extra chains for the first stitch. Now actually that's the wrong side I'm showing you here. Let me just show you. Okay, so you start doing your chain, 198 chains. At the end, you then do another 2 chains. So that is your first double crochet. Then in that same stitch here, in the same 198th stitch, you do your first proper double crochet. So you start with what effectively is a chain and a double crochet, but I always say this counts as a double crochet. So you have 2. So here you have a cluster of 2. Then you skip 2 stitches and you do a cluster of 3 in the next stitch. So then you continue by doing a cluster of 3 in every 3rd stitch. So when I come to do the border, I'll be able to just log into here, to go into there and pick up this, or I'll see how it goes, but I'm not there yet. Okay, so you start with a cluster of 2, then you do clusters of 3 in the 3rd stitch all along your chain, and when you get to the end, you will see that you have 1 chain left, and then you have your last chain. In that last chain you do your single double crochet, so just 1 double crochet. What I do then, and I can show you this here on the other side, I don't finish that last double crochet. So as you can see, I have, and you know what, I put everything ready just now, but can I find my hook? Oh, honestly, oh, there it is. I did put it ready. So I'm doing this with a 3.5. I've decided I'm going to do all my projects with a 3.5 now, okay, unless there's another reason for it, another yarn. So this is how I finish my round, okay, so my row. So that last double crochet, you pull it through the first 2 loops, and then you finish your colour. And now let's play. Yeah, so we find the next colour, and you hold it like this, and you pull it through your 2 loops on your hook, effectively finishing your double crochet. Now you have changed colour, and you can just keep going. So I do 2 chains, then I turn my work, and because we always start with 2, a cluster of 2, you then do your second double crochet in between the 2 clusters here. Okay, well, that's not really a cluster, that's just 1 stitch, right? And then you just continue doing your clusters all along the row, and at the end you do your double crochet, the individual double crochet, but you do the little trick that I showed you just now, and you change color. And this is how I am going to continue. Like I said, I have to use more of the duck egg and the storm blue, which is why I have chosen this color here. So because if you then use that in the border, then it ties it all together, kind of thing. So I am going to continue doing this until my blanket is the length that I want it to be. I am making this to the size of a single bed size, so hopefully I can make it tall enough with the colours and with the leftovers here that I have from my Orla Kiely palette. So we have tomato, we have mustard, pistachio, meadow, parchment. I think I added this color just to make it darker, but I had it in the original palette, but I then didn't use it. So spice, yeah, the 2 blues. So this is how I keep my wool in my basket. And do you remember I bought this kit for making a basket, a bucket basket? And this is it. This is what I turned it into. So I didn't use the templates the lady let me take pictures of, because I wasn't too sure, but I like these. I cut out with a die cutter, I cut out the leaf shapes, and these are all pockets. And then I added handles, And I also made pockets inside. If you can see, these are the pockets inside. So I've put balls of yarn in there, and I have every ball stuck in there almost, because they're, you know, there's not enough space for them all. But this way I have the threads coming out of the top, so from the inside of the ball, and all I do is pull when I am working on it. So now I'm using this one, and I'll just be pulling it, and I won't be removing it from the basket unless I have to deal with a little bit of yarn vomit in there. Okay, so that is how I tend to keep my wool when I'm working on a bigger project and I need lots of colors like this. So I've got my colors hanging out like that, and when I need them I just pull them up and I start using them. The trick to not getting your balls all messy and entangled is doing this, keeping them sort of stuck somewhere so they don't move too much, and you're just using the thread from the inside. So yeah, I had lots of fun making this bag, and it's now coming with me everywhere I go, because of course I'm working on this blanket. So when I don't work on it, this blanket is then sort of sitting on the top here, and I can transport it easily like that. So I am hoping to keep working on this blanket for now. And like I said, I'm hoping to use the storm blue and the duck egg quite a lot, so that I can use up these extra balls here. And then here I've got these sort of 3 colors. Hopefully they will make a nice border around this blanket. I didn't go and buy any colors for this blanket, because obviously I had some left over, and I found all these. I don't know why I had them all, but I found all these in my stash. So in a way, yes, I could have kept all these colors just sitting there for the day that I would need them or use them for a particular blanket. But on the other hand, I enjoyed making the granny square blanket, you know, the one where but I didn't really. It's a nice blanket, and I enjoyed making it, but no, I don't think. See, this is how it will come out then, and then you just pull it, and I just, yeah, some is coming out here in a bit of a, see, and you just carefully undo that, and once I've done that, remove the cat hair, I just put it back, and we can keep going. It pulls out again, see. What am I trying to say about this granny square blanket that I did? I liked it, I liked the idea of it, but after a while the rows just become so long, I just don't enjoy doing it anymore. A blanket like this, you know the row is going to be this length, and they're all going to be the same length, so you have an idea of how long your row is going to take, and I think that's quite nice. There we go. I've said it. So yes, I did persevere with the other blanket, but I'm not too sure about doing that again. So yes, so this is what I'm doing. I will come back to you in a couple of weeks, months, I don't know. Like I said, this is going to be just a bed project to use up this wool. This is separate at the moment, but it will go in there once I am going to be using it. So yeah, you know, you will see this again towards sort of finishing, and then I will come back once I've decided what to do with the border. So I will keep you updated on this blanket, but yeah, it will be sort of as and when. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.